The name of the project was the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission Milepost 44 to 48, widening and reconstruction project. So the challenges on the project included a very aggressive schedule, coordinating the bulk excavation along with the construction of 2 mainline bridges, 6 retaining walls, 8 culvert extensions. Then you add in-stream restrictions due to the trout season, endangered species, and then along with all of that, all of those structures had temporary shoring associated with them that were very challenging to construct and maintain and allow access to the work zone. Partnering was successful on this project because the team was committed to partnering from the very beginning. Partnering is a lot more than workshops, team building exercises, and evaluations. It's about a mindset, it's about a way of doing business, and it's about leadership most of all. This project was completed in a span of 2.5 years. For an $80 million widening project, we were able to complete it on time and on budget. Because of partnering, the job ended up being very profitable for us. In return, the Turnpike Commission received a high-quality highway product. They also got to save their contingency amount to put towards more projects. All in all, it really was a win-win solution for the whole team.
Project from the scoping field view to completion of construction took 6 years, and that is an amazing feat in itself. Projects of this magnitude sometimes take 10 years to complete through design and construction. That wouldn't have been possible without all the different efforts that came through with the partnering. The project was undertaking to close 2 interchanges that were in close proximity and replace them with 1 interchange. The project also widened the interstate for 1.8 miles for complete reconstruction and added 3rd lanes in both the eastbound and westbound direction between the new interchange and the turnpike. The interchange is controlled by a series of roundabouts, and roundabouts are the most safe and most efficient way to move traffic through the area, and that also helped to reduce the congestion throughout the interchange. The existing interchange had substandard sight distance, and the crash rating in that area was 13 times the normal rate for the state of Pennsylvania. There were several structures on the project that were structurally deficient and did not meet the vertical clearance to go over the interstate, so they were either replaced or rehabilitated with this project. In order to get this done, the contractor worked 6 days a week, 24 hours a day for nearly 2 years. Traffic flowing through the interchange now, it flows through without a hitch. There's never any complications. Center Avenue, which was a heavily congested area, now does not see any backups. Everything flows through, and the businesses are happy. The community's happy, and overall, getting feedback from everybody, it's been a positive project.
We have seen tremendous growth in our truck traffic. I-78 corridor is a high accident corridor. The overall goal is to not only reconstruct the I-78, but also improve the safety. The old interchange and the overhead bridge, they were built in 1956, and so obviously they don't meet the current design standards. The bridge was getting hit continuously. That was a huge issue, just not from the safety point of view, but also just to keep maintaining was a challenge. We started late, and on the day 1 of the contract, the project was 253 days behind its original schedule. So the first order of business was to bring the project on track. For us at PennDOT, the project delivery is very important. For this project, we completed ahead of the schedule. Still, it's on budget, and I think we got the quality work done by the contractor. The way the project team worked together to achieve the common goals, I think that was the biggest thing behind the success of this project. That they were able to find the common goal, and then they worked tirelessly to achieve those goals.
The Pennsylvania Turnpike owns jointly with the New Jersey Turnpike Authority the Delaware River Bridge. There was a fracture discovered in one of the truss members on the bridge. It caused a great bit of concern because it was what's known as a fracture critical member on the bridge, which means if that member is fractured, it can possibly collapse. What was done immediately, all traffic was removed from the bridge and traffic underneath the bridge was detoured to avoid the area. Initially put in what we called a temporary splice, which was basically to keep that fractured member from continuing to move. The second thing that was done was we went in and built shoring towers, basically act as a catcher's mitt to catch the bridge if it would happen to fall. We went in and used those shoring towers to vertically lift with jacks the structure back vertically into its geometry. Then there was a final splice that was done to basically reconnect the fractured ends of the member. It was all done in 49 days from the time when the fracture was discovered until everything was completed. Folks were working around the clock. When you try and do something like this, you try and get your best people on board for it. In the end, everybody just wanted to get the bridge open safely, do it as quickly as possible, but maintain the fact that we were sure that we had worked through all the problems and everything. It was safe to do so.
The slide that we remediated has been going on for millions of years. The slide moves from 8 to 12 inches per year, and it causes a maintenance issue and a safety issue for the Turnpike. Our project was to remediate that area, which during the original Turnpike construction, the alignment was adjusted both vertically and horizontally in order to miss the slide, or at least minimize the impact on the slide. That realignment caused the curve to be outside of the Turnpike's criteria. Underneath the slide mast, there's a layer of material, the slide plane, which was causing the hillside to slide. The project was to remove the material off the top of the slide plane, excavate out the slide plane, then replace the material back on top of the area where the slide plane was removed. That's a project that's never been done before. The project not only eliminated a maintenance issue that the Turnpike's been fighting for 70 years, but it created a safer environment for the traveling public. The partnering issue led to the success of the project. There's no question about that. I mean, we had things that came up in this project that, as I said, were unique and had never been done before. Being able to work closely with the contractor and the really good relationship we had with Independence Excavating made the project a success, no question about it.
A101 to 104 project was a pavement rehabilitation. We basically took a 4-lane section of the Northeast Extension and rebuilt it ground up to put it back into service, basically reset the clock for that section. Construction went pretty well. I mean, we got it done in 141 days. Was total construction from the time we went into single lanes to the time we came back out of single lanes, so 4 lanes to 4 lanes. But in the meantime, we took customers down to a single lane traffic pattern for an extended period of time, which is something that we don't typically do. We're customer driven, so we like to maintain 4 lanes during high volumes. This was a different kind of project. Usually we have 2 lanes available all times, so if we have an accident, there's usually a lane available, or we can make a lane available to get fire and EMS to it. So it was making everyone aware of, hey, you might have to access this coming the wrong way inside the cattle chutes, or you might actually have to access this through the construction zone and work up and over concrete median barrier. Overall, it was a great partnering effort, and our design team was Borton Lawson and Earth Incorporated for our geotechnical sides. The contractor was Pikes Creek, and really all these people went above and beyond, putting their best foot forward to make this a successful project. They knew what our goal was, and they were an active participant to help us get that goal.
This project was a full bridge replacement. We replaced a 3-span steel plate girder bridge with a single-span steel plate girder bridge. We built the proposed the new abutments in front of the existing abutments, so we were able to build them during the use of the existing bridge. And then during our weekend closure, we demolished the existing superstructure, slid the new bridge into place, all in the 55-hour weekend closure. Costs can be saved because we don't have to over-widen the bridge. When you have to maintain 2 lanes of traffic during construction, you often have to widen the bridge excessively in order to maintain traffic on the outside while you can construct the inside of the bridge. We had an extensive traffic management plan that we put into place. We worked closely with PennDOT District 5 to make sure that all traffic was able to circumvent the area during this closure. We had a great team. We worked with RoadCon as a contractor, as well as HDR, our designer, and Larson Design Group, who was the contractor's designer. Being able to replace a bridge in 55 hours is quite a feat. We had to coordinate with all local municipalities as well as PennDOT, and also having to demolish a bridge and replace it within 55 hours is a very difficult task and was performed very well by our contractors. The superstructure replacement of Bridge WB 224B is the first time we used accelerated bridge construction on the Turnpike. The project was a great success. We started looking at a bridge replacement project where we would over-widen the bridge. It was going to be much more expensive and much more time-consuming. We decided to use accelerated bridge construction because of the speed of the construction process. Accelerated bridge construction, we can replace a bridge when we only impact traffic for a 55-hour weekend closure instead of a 2-year construction project. Well, what we do is we build the bridges off alignment and we slide them into place over a weekend closure. The number one reason that we decided to go with an accelerated bridge construction replacement was because of safety. We were able to avoid having a lot of the workers adjacent to live traffic during the weekend closure. It's not an easy task to be able to replace a bridge in 55 hours, from sliding it to an adjacent position into place over 55 hours, with demolishing the entire existing bridge in that time frame. All the partners worked really well together. SPK was involved during the construction, as well as Tunstall and Bremen. Coordination and communication, all lines of communication were kept open throughout the project, and that helped a lot.